I feel like I'm exposing myself here. Today, I am giving you a very personal look into what I do in my spare time, because I'm about to show you my hours played on every single Nintendo Switch game. Yeah. Before you judge me though, let me give you a little bit of context, okay? I first got my Nintendo Switch a couple of months after launch, so I've had it for like 5+ years at this point, okay? This is my only games console, and it was only really in the last 2 to 3 years I got into PC gaming at all. Before that, I was relying only on my Nintendo Switch and nothing else. It's probably also worth mentioning that I have been a Nintendo Switch variety streamer for the last 2.5 years. And technically I started YouTube nearly 3 years ago, although I only really started taking it seriously about 9 months ago. But just keep that in mind when you start to see the hours, okay? Okay? And for some perspective, I spent the last 8 years in university, and we had 2 years of a pandemic where I either played games or did my thesis. And you can guess which one I preferred doing. That's enough disclaimers. Just remember, we're a no judgment zone, okay? We don't judge, we enable. Buy those games, play those games, live your best life, okay? That is our motto. Okay, let's do this. Now, annoyingly, the Nintendo Switch gives me no easy way to do this. I don't know how it works with multiple Switches either, but let's just go for it, shall we? At the top there, you can see Animal Crossing. Now, that is quite a lot of hours, but there's more. I haven't just played Animal Crossing on my account, no. I stole Tom's Switch, and I have also played Animal Crossing on that account. Yeah, we're over 1.5k hours. In my defense, I was an Animal Crossing streamer for a while, okay? And I loved that game before I started streaming. Now, you might be looking at Rayman Legends Definitive Edition and going, Eeowna, you talk endlessly about this game. I do. However, I played it on my dad's Switch with my dad, okay? This is my copy that I've played a lot less because it's less fun without my dad. Then we have Splatoon 2. I genuinely thought I'd played Splatoon 2 for longer than this. The less than 200 hours has slightly shocked me, but I stand by the fact that I love this game. I adore this game. Is that right? No, that can't be right. Am I a fake fan? We'll check my other Switch, okay? We'll check my other Switch. You don't see that one. No, don't perceive. Don't perceive. Lumberjack. Oh my god, I actually haven't spoken to you guys about this game whatsoever. And that's actually really sad because it's a great game. It came out, I think, last month, and I played it for a little bit on stream. It's basically a puzzle game where you take areas that corporations has taken over and you destroy the whole buildings, the corporations, and you slap the corporate out of humans and restore it back to nature. It's really fun. Some of the puzzles did have me stumped for a little bit. It's just not very long, I don't think. But great game. I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, Eeowna, you say you're a cozy gamer, yet you have 1 hour of Stardew Valley. First of all, I think things are getting messed up because I have multiple Switches, because me and Tom have played this together for more than 1 hour. Secondly, I've played it a lot longer on PC because PC has mods, and mods do make Stardew Valley experience better, okay? I don't care what anyone says, it makes it better. Oh, Cat Cafe Manager. Is it the best game in the world? No. However, it is a game that I will always play when I'm stressed. It's simple, it's easy, it's satisfying. The way I kind of describe this game is, you know, when you're playing a really chill mobile game, but every 3 seconds, it's like, if you want to skip this 10-minute wait, you have to pay real money or watch this advert. It's like that, but it has none of that because you paid for the game up front. And honestly, when I'm going to bed or I want to go chill, that is the kind of game I want in my life. Something like a mobile game without the microtransactions every 3 seconds. Okay, this is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I like this game, but I have not been able to bring myself to play it. I think it's the pressure. I think at the moment it's because most of the time I play games in my own time is late in the evening, and I am too tired to deal with the fact that I turned the permadeath setting on, and I want it to be on, don't get me wrong, but I just can't bring myself to play it late at night. The stress of being in charge of other people's lives past 10 p.m, too much. Too much. But I am hoping to sit down and play it more. I have 100% played more than 2 hours of Soundfall. I've streamed at least 4 hours of Soundfall, so this is a lie. I love that game though so much. It's such a good game. The music is so good. If you love rhythm-based games and randomly generated dungeons, this is a game for you. We've talked about this game a lot. I love this game. It's so chill. It's lovely to play. I thought I played longer on it though. Ooh, I actually got this game for like less than £1. It's cute. I've been trying it out recently. It is really adorable. I need to see how like emotionally damaging the story is first though. Okay, 85 hours on Pokemon Legends Arceus. Well deserved. Well deserved. Honestly, could be one of my favorite Pokemon games. There's only two things that really let it down. One, the graphics. I know Pokemon are not well known for their graphical output, but man, this game could have done with a little bit of pizzazz. Like a little bit of what they put into Pokemon Snap, but in Arceus, you know? And also the dialogue. The dialogue was so dry. And the issue I had with it is, as a dyslexic person, they were trying to speak like old-fashioned-y at some points, and that made it really hard for me to read and really hard for me to understand. I can't explain it, but they just did weird things with the dialogue that I didn't like, and there was a lot of it. Other than that, I loved it. Shiny hunting, a dream. I had so much fun. Seeing the Pokemon attack you in the outer world, so much fun. I've never felt so immersed in Pokemon in my life. It was genuinely a great step forward for Pokemon. Look, I'm exposing myself here with some weird games that you guys probably didn't even know I played. This is YouTuber's Life too. Fun fact, I used to adore YouTuber's Life. I used to play that on my PC quite a lot. It's a game where you try and become a streamer / content creator with a really weird story underneath it that involves different dimensions, and it's a lot. I put it down when I tried to become a Nintendo content creator in the game, and then ended up getting way more subs than I have in real life, and it got slightly depressing, so I stopped playing it. It's not like the best game in the world. The loading times are really painfully slow, but I keep on coming back to it. There's something fun about being a content creator, you know? She says, as making a YouTube video. It's fine. Don't think too hard about it. This is a brilliant game to come up. This was terrible. I hate it. I played it day of release dressed up as Mario. I have not picked it up since. In fact, until about now, I forgot it even existed. This is, in my opinion, one of the worst Nintendo Switch games to have come out. It was so incomplete at launch, with so little to do that didn't involve going on online games, which were at times buggy. It was just a really bad spend of £55. And even now, when they're launching updates for the game, they brought in 2 new characters recently, a few new maps. Don't care. It is not enough to get me to go play it. And hopefully Nintendo have learned that you can't keep sending us incomplete games and telling us that you'll update it later so they can get away with it. I think hopefully we've proven our point with this game that we won't stand for this. I have definitely played more Switch Sports than that, but I think I've played it across multiple consoles. But I love Switch Sports. I've had a great time. It is my go-to family game. You can actually see my parents play it. It was great. Have we ever talked about Kirby on this channel? But before I say what I think about this game, I actually gave this game to my dad. Now, my dad is a lover of all things Mario, and I thought he'd like this game. So once I was done with it, I gave it to him. And he said, I really like it. I just wish it was longer. And I think that sums up how a lot of people feel about this game. It was beautiful. The gameplay was solid. I just feel like if you're not a completionist, the game wasn't really that long, sadly. But I did enjoy it. It was a great addition to the Kirby family. Let me know if you're a completionist in the comments down below. I'm not. I'm really not. I will gladly not hit 100% and just call the game done and dusted when I finished it. In Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, I have made it to the Elite Four. I have failed the Elite Four 4 times. I then promptly gave up and never picked it back up. But I do like the game. Is it my favorite Pokemon game? No. But I had a good time playing it. I actually ended up accidentally getting a shiny, which is like the highlight of my entire life. I feel like a shiny in that game is worth more than a shiny in Arceus. I don't know. Is saying that controversial that certain shinies from different games are worth more? Don't know. But I feel like they are. I feel like I should mention Fall Guys. I've been playing that a lot, but I played it on PC because it runs better on PC. So I thought it was better to play there. As you can see, I spent 15 hours on Storia Seasons Pioneers of Olivetown. So you can't tell me I didn't give it a good go. when I said I didn't like it. I even bought the pack with every single DLC because I was convinced I would love it. Apparently not. Apparently not. I feel like I don't talk about Monster Hunter Stories 2 nearly enough for how much I liked it. I know I have only played 20 hours, although it is worth noting that this goes up in 5s, so it's not completely accurate. So I think I have spent over 20 hours on this game, but it was a great game. I had a great time. It's just one of those games that once you don't play it for like a week, you try and come back to it and you are completely lost. But there were loads of updates for it. It was a really solid game. Still recommend it as a great entry to Monster Hunter. I think it's great. I've played that much Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's way more than I thought it was. In my defense, I did stream this for a bit. I had a Pokemon Sword and Shield era. It's like the moment I got introduced back into the Pokemon community, but it did have its flaws. The story being so boring is one of them, but I enjoyed shiny hunting. I kind of enjoyed raid dens until I realized that people were just hacking them, so they didn't seem as valuable anymore. And I really did enjoy legendary shiny hunting. That was great. I have none, but it's fine. Skyward Sword, it was fun. I just never picked it up again, so I haven't finished it yet. I feel like I'll get back into it when Breath of the Wild 2 comes around, because I know I need to play this and get into the lore before that happens. But right now, just chilling on it. I genuinely thought I'd spent more hours on Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I do still think it's closer to 100 than it is 90. Anyway, still one of my favorite games. I cannot wait for this Friday when Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out. It's going to be so good. No one in the comments is allowed to add up all these hours for all these games, by the way. No, I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. Absolutely not. One other one that I can't show on my Switch, but I can show on Tom's Switch because I refuse to re-download it to find out the hours, is Diablo. Tom's got 80 hours put on Diablo so far, and I think I played it more than he did. Diablo 3 was one of the first Switch games me and Tom played together. I know I don't look like the kind of person to love Diablo 3, but there was something so satisfying about going out, Googling all the best builds for that season, making the best build, and then running all these dungeons and stuff. As I think we had a group of 3 of us at the time. It was such a good fun time on the Switch. It ran like butter. It ran so good, despite the fact that the Switch is like thinner than my eyeshadow palette. As you can see, there's a ton of other games on my Switch, but none of them have hours anywhere near the hours I've put in for a lot of the other games. You can see a lot of these are 5 hours or less. I can't show you for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I gave it to my dad. My dad's loving it, and my mum is too. I think that game was easily over 50 hours though. Shiny hunting was fun. I think what we can gather from today is I play games a lot, and when I love a game, I do play it a lot. My hope is that one day another game is going to make it to the hours I've spent on Animal Crossing. I feel like maybe the next game to make it will be the next Animal Crossing though, which seems really depressing to think. Let me know in the comments down below which games you've put the most amount of hours in. I would love to know. And as always, the secret word down below is croissant, but spelled incorrectly. I want to see your best incorrect spelling of croissant. If you want to see the best farming games you can play on the Switch, by the way, click here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.